Our bodies work continuously. Some organs work day and night without taking rest. For instance, heart and brain. But what exactly provides all the energy? The food, right? But how does this energy reach the organs? The answer is our blood. Heart pumps the blood, which flows in pipes called blood vessels. So the blood is made up of a liquid part called the plasma and cells called blood cells, such as red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Plasma makes up 55% of the blood volume, whereas blood cells make up 45% of the remaining volume of the blood. 90% of the plasma is water, and 10% is dissolved substances. These dissolved substances include plasma proteins, such as fibrinogen, which helps in stopping bleeding, and immunoglobulins, which helps fighting against diseases. Mineral ions, such as chlorides, bicarbonates, sodium, and potassium, regulate the electric charges in our body, which is important for nerve function and muscle contraction. Metabolites and wastes, like amino acids, glucose, and uric acid, etc. Hormones, for example T3 and T4 released by the thyroid gland. And dissolved gases, such as carbon dioxide and oxygen absorbed through lungs. The remaining 45% of blood is made up of blood cells. The three main types of blood cells include red blood cells, which receive and carry gases such as carbon dioxide and oxygen from lungs. The white blood cells, the police of our body, which helps in defending against bacteria and viruses. And platelets, which helps in blood clotting. Red blood cells, also known as erythrocytes. These are biconcave discs and they lack a nucleus. Their main function is to carry oxygen and carbon dioxide needed by all cells. These cells appear red in color due to a pigment called hemoglobin, which is an iron-containing pigment. Red blood cells, or RBCs, form in the bone marrow, and after about 120 days, they are destroyed in the spleen and liver. White blood cells, also known as leukocytes. These cells are irregular in shape and contains a nucleus. The lifespan of white blood cells is from 3 to 4 days, much shorter than the red blood cells. White blood cells, or WBCs, are of two main types, granular and agranular. Granular WBCs contain small granules in their cytoplasm. For example, neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils. The agranular WBCs does not contain these granules, and so their cytoplasm is clear. Agranular WBCs are of two main types, monocytes and lymphocytes. The lymphocytes are further divided into B lymphocyte and T lymphocytes. Monocytes eat up bacteria or dead cells and destroy them, whereas B cells produce antibodies. These antibodies attach to the surface of bacteria. T cells identify these antibodies and destroys the bacteria. Now the last type of blood cells, platelets. These are also known as thrombocytes. In the bone marrow, megakaryocytes are divided into many parts or fragments. These fragments are then released into the blood. Now, these fragments will be called as platelets or thrombocytes. Their main function is to help in blood clotting.